It literally felt like we were just witnessing the future of cinema. And the future of cinema looked like this.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Good! In you go!
Since the video that I shot last week was very scripted and hard to edit, I decided to go for something easier this week. Get ready to hang out with me with my DVD collection, because today we're gonna be looking at what are my favorite pieces in my DVD collection. I decided to divide my favorite DVDs into different categories. Some of them, I love them because I have a specific memory that is attached to them. The first category is gonna be things that look hella good. When it comes to collectors, we like DVDs and Blu-rays which look insane with special features, but we're also looking for things that just attract your attention. And that way you look at the DVD case or the Blu-ray case, you look at the artwork and it really makes you want to revisit that film. So this is gonna be the first one. This is the third chapter in the Riddick trilogy. And even though the film is not necessarily one of the best ones, because I'm a huge fan of Pitch Black and I'm a huge fan of all the world building that went into Chronicles of Riddick, without a doubt, this limited edition steelbook is incredible to look at. Of course, when you open it, you've got the two different versions, the director's cut and the cinema versions. Another one that I really like is this one. It's really incredible how they went with this kind of pulp red color when it comes to the steelbook edition of a Scarface. Even though I'm not like a huge fan of the film itself, I have to admit that once you own something like this, it changes really your perspective when it comes to the film. So from the outside, this looks like a normal version of a DVD, but the fun thing about this is that it's not.
Oh my God!
You open it, for example, and then you open one side and you've got the first DVD.
Tell me more, did you get very far?
And then, wait, should I order from my mouth? Wait, I can do this. I think I can do this with my shoulder. Yes, there. Look at how huge this whole booklet is. And I'm kind of glad that these things were done for DVDs as well, and not just for Blu-rays and collector's editions, because this is technically not a collector's edition. I'm not even sure if it's a limited edition. I bought it when it came out, so it was a long time ago. The next one is gonna be Hollow Man. And what I love about the design of this DVD here, it's that, as you can see, it's hollow.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
It's literally, it's see-through. And it sounds like a very stupid thing to compliment a design just because they decided to not put any color in front of it and to make it see-through. And maybe some of you will actually say that it's a bit of a shame that you can see all the details, you know, in the cheap quality of the plastic here. But I really like when distributors really embrace the concept of a film and they use that concept, so the invisibility part, to actually make a DVD case that reflects that aspect. This was a specific trend that was going on a couple of years ago, and I don't see it as often. Of course, it's a 3D movie, but what I like about it is that when you move it around, everything just explodes right in your face. It sounds stupid, but I don't own a lot of DVDs like this, and I really enjoy being able to just look at the DVD cover and being able to tell exactly what the film is gonna be like and what it's gonna make me feel like, you know?
So many dumb ways to die. Die.
There's another one like this, which is My Bloody Valentine 3D and the remake of the film from the 80s. This is the most childlike thing that you could do with these kind of DVDs, just to move them back and forth and see them move. And there is actually an interesting memory related to this film. I got this one in the States during my exchange program back in 2010, 2011, I think. This is region blocked to the United States, so I technically cannot play it here. Still keep it as a memory of that time, and of course just because of the really fun DVD design. This is one of the memories that I was talking about before. This is the DVD cover of Stargate, the original film. It's not really one of those limited editions, it's not really one of those special editions when it comes to DVD. This is literally one of the cheapest editions that you could get when I was in Italy, and these are the editions that you could get with a newspaper, and you know, the special editions that very often would appear like on adverts on TV. I have a couple of these DVDs here, and my granddad used to buy them for me. It's a really good memory because I think I don't buy DVDs like that anymore. And it's linked to something of my life that doesn't happen anymore, and I think people would just find it weird nowadays to buy DVDs at newsstands. Spy Kids 3D. Spy Kids 3D is definitely one of the weirdest looking films in the entire list, and I don't know if I would recommend it because I haven't seen it in a long time, but the thing that really made me love this film when it came out is that it came with 3D glasses. And it's really funny because when this came out, it literally felt like the future was gonna be 3D. I mean, when you're like 10 years old, 11 years old, I think you definitely really love Spy Kids. I still remember going to the cinema with these weird fucking glasses and being completely mesmerized by what I was looking at. And I was really happy that they actually made a 3D DVD, because back then, this is literally the first 3D DVD I ever bought in my entire life, and I had no idea that it could actually work at home. Back then the technology wasn't as good, so it didn't work as well as at the cinema, but just the idea that you could buy something that was built on the cinematic experience and that you could bring it home and experience it in the exact same way, that really was incredible.
Stop it. Get some help.
It's my beautiful Hobbit and Lord of the Rings Blu-ray extended versions of the entire 6 films. I love this because, first of all, it was gifted to me by my sister. It's one of the best gifts I've ever received in my entire life. It took me a really long time to get it because not only it's very expensive, but like the versions of the Lord of the Rings trilogy that I had before were not the extended versions, but they were still the Blu-ray steelbooks, which looked insane. So it took me a really long time to actually think about investing into something else. And of course now this version here has been rendered almost useless by the remastered edition that Peter Jackson has been working on and that was released a couple of months ago, I think.
Being able to tweak individual colours and that's the sort of thing we just couldn't do 20 years ago. So it's fun to have all the toys now, which I didn't have all this stuff to play with in the old days. The thing with 4K is not just to go for pristine sharpness, because it is to preserve the cinematic look at the same time as everything becoming a bit more crisp. You know, it's great to be able to have all the films looking like they were shot at the same time, finally.
I still don't know whether I'll actually replace it, because I've heard that the remastered version doesn't necessarily look as good as it should, and that it takes away a lot of the texture and the colors from the versions that we've got here. So just if we can pick maybe like one of them to show it to you, I'll pick the Fellowship of the Ring version. And when you open it, the first thing that you can see, if you're not a Lord of the Rings fan, you'd just be amazed at the fact that there is not only 1 or 2 Blu-rays in this case. There is 1, there is 2. What? there's the bonus DVD, there is the appendix, first part, appendix, second part, and this is specifically just about the production design and the decor of the film. What I really like about this version is that the quality is so insanely good that you actually have to stop at a halftime and you have to change the first Blu-ray for the second one to keep going with the film.
Get the fuck up out of here. This shit, I'm out.
And maybe today's, maybe for non-collectors, maybe for non-Lord of the Rings fans, or maybe for people who are really used to streaming nowadays, it would seem like an insane thing to do, to have to actually stop your viewing, to change just a Blu-ray disc and to go back to the menu and restart the second half of the film. But honestly, like, I have such a huge love for these films that just the idea of adding a new tradition, so the halftime tradition that maybe used to be there back in the days when you would go to the cinema and there would be a halftime where you could go and get popcorn, so go to the toilet and stuff like that, and you have to rush, you know, and go back to your seat before the film started. It reminds me of things like that and things that I've experienced when I was a child. Because of it, I love it even more. Of course, I'm gonna be talking about the Steelbook of Logan, but the reason why I bought this one is because you've got the incredible Logan Noir, which is the black and white version of the film, which looks insane, and I really recommend that you actually watch it because it's beautiful and it has nothing to do with the original version. And even the R rating, it looks more gritty, it looks more impactful, and I just really recommend it. We've got the Blu-ray of Mad Max Fury Road with the black and chrome edition. Once again, it's not really black and white because the whites, they look very silvery, and honestly, if you didn't like the cinematography of Mad Max Fury Road, which is insane, but still, maybe, give it another chance because the black and chrome edition is incredible to look at as well. The other special mention is gonna be about Nymphomaniac. This is the ultimate form, the director's cut, which is literally 5 hours long. I have a lot of really good memories when it comes to this film and when it comes to this Depression trilogy.
My name is Joe, and I'm a nymphomaniac, and I love my filthy, dirty lust.
I saw the premiere with my best friend back in England, and I've actually never seen this versions yet because it really takes some time and getting used to, and getting prepared to mentally to watch 5 hours of just this weird art house violent movie about sex and sexuality. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a different video compared to all the other ones that I've made before, but I really like the idea of just hanging out with you and telling you weird stories about my DVD collection and how it keeps going, and films that have inspired me and marked me. I think it's a really interesting thing, and I think we should share so many more stories like this. Having said that, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like this video. See you next week. I'm Patrick, and this is Torn Apart.
Teach yourself how to fly. Eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated